How's it going, guys? Nintendo Enthusiast here. Today I wanted to talk all about a series I've been meaning to play for years now. As a big PlayStation Vita fan, I always felt kind of embarrassed that I never got around to playing Danganronpa, a series that really hit its stride on PlayStation Vita and then later came to other platforms like PlayStation 4 and now Nintendo Switch, which is why I wanted to post the video here. I am playing the Vita version because I've had it for so long and I never started it, but all three games in the mainline trilogy are all available on Nintendo Switch. I played Danganronpa in 2022 for the first time ever, and here's why I think you should check it out as well. Let's get into it. A bang is exactly what this game starts off with whenever your character Makoto is invited to join a prestige school. However, there's one big difference from your character and all the other students who were invited. Makoto is just an average dude who doesn't excel in any type of field, unlike every other student there. The other students excel in many different things, from being an amazing hacker, or someone super strong, or even simply one of the best baseball players. Everyone invited to the school is special, except for your character, which plants a very early question mark in the game as to why he was even invited there. However, that's not the bang I was talking about. If you didn't know, Danganronpa is about a group of students who get invited to a school, but then they soon find themselves trapped in the school, and the only way to escape is to murder another student and get away with it. And what I mean by that is, you have to kill someone in secret, and then there's a trial where all the students try to figure out who is behind the gruesome murder. This is where the game gets really crazy. I love Danganronpa because you never really know what to expect. The game subverts your expectations in every way imaginable. Now let me explain just why this game is so good. So throughout the game you'll have some free time, and you're able to spend your time with any of the students you choose. So while the overarching narrative is playing out, you're spending your time hanging out with other students and basically ranking up your relationships with them. And in doing so, you actually learn a lot about the characters' backstories. Some of them have some straight up heartbreaking backstories, while others have been simply pampered their whole life. However, just simply learning more about each character, you sort of build a bond between you and them. But then that's when the unimaginable happens. Someone you just could have been hanging out with the night before can be murdered the next day. A character you might have spent a bunch of time with and gotten to know them really well, someone you bonded with and laughed with, could just be gone in an instant. It's heartbreaking. And you never know who it's going to be or how they're going to be killed. Now, I'm definitely not going to get fully into story spoilers, as this story needs to be experienced firsthand. However, I will say that every time there was a murder, it was honestly the most surprising character to go. And it was always heartbreaking because, like I was saying, you could have built a relationship with this character and then the next day they could be dead. I cannot stress it enough just how awesome it is that you never know what to expect in this story. And not just the murders, but there's also some twists and turns along the way that will keep you wanting to play. And speaking of the overarching narrative, the actual writing itself is fantastic, and I honestly think pushes the boundaries to what I think is typically allowed in video games. I think if this exact game came out in 2022 and developed by an American developer instead of a Japanese one, I think the game would immediately have a bunch of articles about it, a mob of angry people trying to get it taken down from digital stores. Danganronpa in 2022 is a breath of fresh air because the game actually goes places you don't see many games go, and it's ripe with controversial topics, which I personally love in my video games. Movies and television constantly cover topics that video games never touch, but Danganronpa isn't afraid to actually go there. As for this first game, I really love the story. One huge element of Danganronpa is after you find a dead body, you basically become a detective, where you have to put together everything you know about the murder, where it took place, what's the murder weapon, or if there's any other important elements of the crime scene. And the thing about that is that every murder is never what it seems. Sometimes it seems like a case is open and shut obvious, but then there will be some massive revelation where you figure out something new and it's like, oh my god, how did I not see that before? Or how did I not figure that was the case? The game is chock full of surprises. Now, this almost goes without saying, but obviously Danganronpa is a visual novel, so you'll be doing a lot of reading and not much else. There are some puzzles you'll need to figure out, especially with the detective portion of the game, but if visual novels aren't your thing, Danganronpa might not be for you. However, if you've never tried the genre before, I think Danganronpa is a great place to start. especially if you enjoyed the social link system in the Persona series, or if you enjoy the narrative-heavy moments of JRPGs. It has a very similar vibe overall to the JRPG genre. Now, I've been basically gushing about the game, but I have to get into a few of the negatives that I thought were a bit annoying. During the courtroom sections where you're doing the murder trials, the game randomly throws in some rhythm sections that I didn't really think fit in overall, and I actually think the game could do without them. Aside from that, every now and then I wish the game stayed a bit more grounded than it does. I guess that comes with the territory with the anime aesthetic, but that's just my thoughts. I think I've made it this far without talking about Monokuma, who is the main villain of the game and the mastermind behind this Squid Game type hell, and he's just a super interesting character as well. There's so much about him that's a mystery, but I'll keep all of that for you guys to play for yourself if you end up playing Danganronpa. You definitely have a big recommendation from me, and that pretty much sums up all of my thoughts on Danganronpa in 2022. I'm glad I finally played this game because it really is awesome. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. It would mean a lot. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Thanks a lot for watching. I will talk to you guys later. See ya.